Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are just minutes away from kickoff at Mount Union Stadium, but right beforehand, we got an interview here with Mount Union running back Jawanza Evans-Morris. Jawanza, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Joe?
Doing great, Jawanza. And, first to start things off, junior running back, the first 2 seasons here at Mount Union, you backed up B.J. Mitchell, even got some carries in last season, got a lot of the carries near the end there. Jawanza, tell me what you took away from being a teammate with BJ and how that helped you on the field.
Well, BJ, he taught me a lot. He gave me a lot of different aspects of how to look at the offense because clearly we run different, so it was good learning from him what he sees and how he reacts in comparison to what I see and things like that. So I learned a lot from him, and he taught me to see some things that I haven't seen before, and it was great. Honestly, he's a great guy. And, all around, he gave me a sense of motivation, him and Logan. And so I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, you even mentioned Logan Nemeth. And, a lot of those guys we saw from that 2015 national championship team, a lot of those guys were, big helping stones to learn from. Yeah. That brings up the next question. We now see you, the freshman running back in Petroselli, take the majority of the carries this season. And, some people will argue that this team right now in 2017 matches that 2015 national champ team. And we first start looking in the backfield. We look at DeAngelo Fulford, Petroselli, and yourself. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a 3-headed monster type of system. How have you and the offense been so successful in the first 2 weeks of the season?
We're just a very high-energy, high-powered team, and we got weapons all around. And, you could – these past few games, you can tell that like at any given moment we can score quickly, easily, whether it's 20 yards, 70 yards. We can score basically at will, and I feel like we can click at all cylinders if everybody just puts their heads to it, if everyone's committed to the purpose. And it's a very big similarity to the 2015 team because that's back when we had Tyrese, Roman, BJ, and Logan. And those are very high octane players, and I think we have that same potential in Petroselli, Fulford, J Hill, Ruth. We got Frisk, and we're pretty much stacked. And it's not only the first group; we also have some great backups, and I feel like that's essential not only this year but also in 2015. Like even when someone goes down, because Gordo went down in the national championship game in 2015. Frisk came right in, and we kept going, and we won the national championship. So I feel like not only are our starters capable of doing the job, but even our backups are capable of doing the job as well.
And, we coming into this season, Jawanza, in 2017 season, the big question mark was that quarterback position. The 3 freshman quarterbacks from last season, who's going to start? We have Dom Davis, Luke Portman, DeAngelo Fulford. Mm-hmm. I think it's safe to say that DeAngelo Fulford has earned that spot so far in the first 2 weeks. He's looked tremendous. Jawanza, with you playing with DeAngelo last season and now transferring it over to this season, what category have you seen DeAngelo improve the most?
He's improved. He's improved a lot in his patience because usually he depended a lot in his arm, but the coaches try to hammer in his head to be more patient with your reads. It'll open up and things like that because sometimes he's a little anxious and things like that, and it's not like a selfish anxious. It's more like a like we gotta go right now, like high tempo anxious. So the coaches have taught him to step back, relax a little bit, and just like properly go over your reads. But all around, DeAngelo, he stepped up, and all 3 of our quarterbacks honestly have stepped up their games. And so, like I said, not only can DeAngelo do the job, but like God forbid if he goes down, we got plenty of quarterbacks that can do the job as well.
Jawanza, we not only see you in the backfield, but we also see you on kickoffs as well, being the first one to greet the receiver or the returner, I should say. And not only do you tackle the returner, you lay a pretty good hit on that returner. Tell me about that transition from not only being a running back, but to being a defender on the kickoffs.
Well, it wasn't necessarily a new experience for me. Most of Little League and high school, I played a little bit of defense and kickoff. So, and I was always fond of delivering a hit. That's kind of also part of my running game. So when he put me on kickoff, I was kind of excited because it helps. I feel like special teams can be one of the biggest momentum changers in the game. So when he put me on kickoff, I was like, okay, I think this is a great opportunity to set the tempo for the game and for my team. So even if it's like a little ankle tackle or if I lay a big hit, I just feel like it can relay well throughout my teammates. And I love hitting, honestly, and if I get an opportunity to smack them, I'm gonna smack them.
Yeah, I mean, we saw in the first 2 weeks. I mean, the special team unit has been a fantastic job, not only defending the kickoff, but as far as returning as well. I mean, we saw Jared Ruth in the first week return 2 kicks. I mean, the special teams unit really lays a big part in the game.
Oh yeah, it's huge, and we've been consistent throughout, but I feel like we have more explosive aspects in our special team units this year, and I feel like it may not shine through, with some of these conference games, but definitely in the later parts of the season and the playoffs, I feel like that's going to be huge for us. And Jerry did take back 2 on first game, and that was just like a little preview against North Carolina. Our kickoff team, we're great with it. We're getting many stops within the 20-yard line. We got some dogs running down that field, trying to get some tackles, trying to get some shine, and I feel like that's great because everyone on that team, the kickoff return, they're hungry. They want to make some plays, get on video, show what they can do, what we can do, and it's great.
We hear so much, Jawanza, about the transition between high school and college ball and how different it is. So, what was the toughest change that you had to make coming to that collegiate level?
Tempo. It's very high powered on any level of college football, FBS, FCS, any division. I feel like the biggest adjustment would be the tempo, because high school it's a little more slowed down. There's less time, but there's different. In college it's like everything's full go. Everybody's fast. Everybody's going, and it's like the linemen are going fast. The linebacker, everyone's fast. So it's like I feel like once you make that adjustment, then you can truly show what you can do and how you can perform.
And, so with that last season, that 2016 season, obviously not the outcome you guys wanted.
Right.
Definitely was a learning experience for you guys. You guys saw 10 road games out of the 14 games that you guys had. And especially those 4 road games, just you guys were all over the place throughout, the whole entire postseason. You guys were known as the Road Warriors last season because you guys were able to come together and put together some big wins, especially against Johns Hopkins and so on. How did you and the team overcome adversity of being on the road so much?
It wasn't easy because we were new to it, but I feel like since coming off the loss of John Carroll, we were just devoted to just winning and coming together as a team and taking on any challenge that was in our way. So we like if we had to leave early, we took that on the chin. We came out there Saturday, and we weren't worried about anything we had faced the day before or anything like that, how tired we were. It didn't matter. Once we hopped on that field, our minds were set. We had to go win. And, clearly we fell a little short, but, I feel like that was just flame to the fire so we can get back on it and make another run.
Definitely. We're talking with Jawanza Evans-Morris, junior running back for Mount Union. Jawanza, now this is your 3rd season.
Right.
What was your toughest adversity that you have had to face in your collegiate career so far?
I had to improve on I guess you say ball security and pass pro, because in high school it was like we were a run heavy team, so it was like and with running with the ball I was kind of freeloading with it, and I fumbled a couple times, but I wasn't really punished much for it, so. And like coming into college, my dad used to talk about it all the time. They're gonna be, we scratch for the ball, and I'd hear them, but it's different between hearing it and actually experiencing it. And they're literally always scratching at the ball, trying to get it out, trying to poke it out. And my freshman year, I had a couple fumbles, and it really woke me up. Like, okay, you really got to improve on this. And pass pro, I was decent at pass pro, but I felt like in order to perform where I am, I really got to step it up. So I just felt like I had to amplify my level on both of those things.
Jawanza, the one quality that I've seen from you from coming into your freshman season, now the junior year, the big thing is lowering that shoulder and picking up an extra couple of yards.
Right.
That's been an extra improvement for you this season.
Right. Yeah. I always try to get second, third, fourth efforts because I like watching like downhill runners like Marshawn. I've been watching Marshawn since he was with the Bills. Although we run different, I just like his second, third efforts, and Adrian Peterson, how they always keep the legs moving. Ever since I was like 6 or 7 when I started playing, they always tell me just keep your legs moving. You don't know, just keep your legs moving, keep them pumping, keep them churning. You can get 3, 4, 5 extra yards, and that can make you break into something else. And I didn't believe it, but as soon as I started doing it, 3, 4, 5 extra yards, sometimes they start falling off and you break into a big one.
Yeah.
So it's just like I really made it a part of my game to although it may seem like I'm tackled, don't don't always assume that I'm down because I like to always give another effort.
Oh, yeah. And, you were on that 2015 national championship team. We've touched on that earlier. What is it going to take for this 2017 to make it back to Stag Bowl?
I feel like our biggest thing would be consistency. If we consistently come out and put our foot on every team's throats and be explosive as we can be, because we definitely, without a doubt, have some of the greatest weapons throughout not only the OAC, but definitely the OAC, but throughout Division III. I don't think anyone can match our talent offensively or defensively. I feel like if we just stick together, because we got a lot of high energy players and we got a lot of, there's a lot of egos, there's a lot of pride. I feel like if we just put that to the side and commit to the purpose, we definitely can get there with ease.
So now looking towards today's matchup against Baldwin Wallace, Week 3 brings in those Yellow Jackets, another OAC foe, team that nearly upset John Carroll last week, where John Carroll came away 24-21. Last season, Mount won that game 49-7 in Berea. And we even saw you have 50-plus yards in that game behind BJ. But BW is a much-improved team. I mean, me and you have touched on it beforehand. What is it going to take to come away with another W?
One thing about BW is they always come out with a purpose. They always come out firing off hard, and that's one thing I always commend them for. But one thing we just have to do is we just have to match it and then exceed it, because we do it every year. Although some years it's been slower, but I feel like if we just come out, punch them in the mouth, and just put our foot on their throats, it's going to be the same result as it always is.
And last question, Jawanza, a fun one here for you. You're number 6 on the field. Is there any significance to that number?
Not really. I had it in high school, and one of my friends, Lorenzo Jerome, he used to have it, and he's playing at the 49ers now, but he used to have it back in high school. He was a junior. When he changed it number 1, I was like, let me wear 6. It was like, no. He was like, they kind of more like gave it to me, because it was kind of like an honor. You just get into high school, you're around the older, So I'm a sophomore. A year before I were like 25, so I was like, let me get a number. And they were like, and in high school you always want the lower numbers, so they was like, give him 6. And I started wearing it, and I was like, okay, I think I like it. So I was like, all right. And it just kind of stuck with me. So I, as soon as I started wearing any other number, I feel like I didn't look right in, or it was kind of weird. So I was like, 6 is fine with me. Like, even when I wore 5 last year, I was fine with it. But like, I always wanted my 6.
You always wanted to be 6, yeah. Thank you so much, Jawanza Evans-Morris, the junior running back for Mount Union.
Yes, sir.
Playing Baldwin Wallace here today. The M Club Hall of Fame game, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll have that right here with you in just a couple of minutes.
All right.